Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
Va salute. This is Troy Pacelli of Last Call, and I'm just here to let you know that the following live stream is rated R for adult language, highly inappropriate jokes, and oh, who the are we kidding? We have no idea what is going to come out of Gorilla's mouth. Viewer discretion is advised.
Jungle with the starfleet patch, a sci-fi dreamer in the wild that's no match, gazing up at stars, longing to explore through the galaxies and distant dark shores, wishing on a shooting star with hope in his eyes, under alien moons where his wild heart flies. Gorilla dreaming of starships and skies, walking through the void with stars in his eyes. He's more than just wild, he's got galaxies wide. Swinging through the trees, but his mind's up high. Warp core engines and the Enterprise. He feels out of place on this green earth floor, instead seeking adventures, craving for more. In his fur-colored heart beats a sorry beat, with the universe calling where hearts and dreams meet. A gorilla dreaming of starships and skies, walking through the void with stars in his eyes. He's more than just wild, he's got galaxies wide. In the quiet of night, he feels so alive, under the celestial light where his dreams thrive. A gorilla in the universe, with a heart full of drive, looking up, reaching out, letting his spirit die. A gorilla dreaming of starships and skies, warping through the void with stars in his eyes. He's more than just wild, he's got galaxies wide.
All right, everyone, and welcome to another Cinema Sunday, where tonight we're watching Pride of the Yankees before Pride took on a whole nother meaning there, and there's no way I'd watch something called Pride of the Yankees 2024. I'll tell you that right now. That'd be something you play in June. But with me, I got Resolute German. How you doing?
Not too bad. How you doing, Gorilla?
I didn't give him a damn elbow. It's just killing me today for some reason.
You got a sore elbow?
Yeah. How are you doing, PvP?
Well, I can relate to that. I don't have a sore elbow, but I must have strained a muscle in my right side, because I noticed that Wednesday night when I went to bed, I was in agony trying to lie down on my bed Wednesday night. It was just like, you ever get those muscle spasms that are extremely painful? And, because, man, it was really bad, I got to say. It's been kind of on and off the last 4 days, and I'm trying to work through it, but Jesus, it's not so bad when I'm, up, when I'm walking around, even though if I move a certain way, even when I'm walking, it's like a big twinge will go right through my side, right? So I'm hoping it's going to heal itself up, because I've had this happen a couple times before, years ago, but Jesus, it's been a while. So yeah, it's not fun when you get aches and pains, that's for sure. Because I didn't get as much done this weekend as I wanted to get a lot more done, but I just didn't want to move too much, right? Because it's just painful if I move the wrong way. So
yeah. So
I'll live.
Yeah. All righty. Oh, sorry to hear that. And
yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Welcome, started Poopus Cuber. He says, "How humans and other critters?" They say "how" to me. Welcome, the Phantom Boomer Explorers. He goes, "Howdy, started Poopus Cuber." Then Storty says, "How?" This is if you want to join the panel, or if you want to watch along. And if you're feeling generous, there, not a requirement though. And welcome, Sci-Fi this day. There he goes. Hello there, the Gorilla. Hello to everybody on the panel. Story says hi. PvP, I'll read this one.
Sure. The sci-fi Sith Dan said, hopefully PBB doesn't get too offended by the title Pride of the Yankees. If he is, then I guess we need to make a Pride of Canadians movies. Well, no. I've watched this movie several times over the years, at least, Dan. And I actually was the one who recommended this to Gorilla because he wanted to do baseball movies for a while this month. So, I said, well, that's a good baseball movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. Hopefully it's as good as I remember, but I think it is because it's considered to be a classic sports film. Because it is based on a real person, a real life story, so that makes it even better. But yeah, no, I love this movie. I'm not offended by this movie, Dan.
Alrighty then.
And it like Girl said, it's back when the word pride actually was something to be proud of.
Yeah. So and Story says how the germ and how PvP. So I'm gonna
Hey,
go
Smarty.
ahead. So we're gonna go ahead over to the Cosby room here,
Yeah.
and I'll hit play. So I got Samuel Goldwyn. Eh, This was Babe Ruth actually in it, or
He is in it. Yes, he is in it, Gorilla, which is really cool.
no? He needed that extra cash.
Well, this film was 1942, and I think his career ended in 1935. So this is about 7 years. Actually, he actually retired from the sport, but he still looks pretty good in it. And I can't remember. I think he actually might still be like in the fictional movie here, a member of the team in the movie. But
Yeah.
it's been a long time. I'll have to rewatch it to see. But he actually is in it.
Yeah, he says Linky. I'm guessing he wants the Cosby link.
And by the way, Lou Gehrig, the real guy that this movie's about. I mean, they did
There's
get
the
Lou
Cos.
Gehrig's wife
Yeah.
to assist.
Yeah.
Lou Gehrig actually died the year before this film was released, so he never actually got to see this film.
Yeah. So, Storty, unless you want the StreamYard link, and Sci-Fi says, I have pride in being a troll, trolling people in a playful way. Oh, wait, what the heck am I missing here? You face death, and that's Save It
Yeah,
All.
it kind of sets up things here.
The memory of courage and devotion that will ever be an inspiration to all men. Okay.
Well, this was 1942. The war, America had just entered
Yeah.
the time this film was released, so
Yeah.
there's a little bit of war propaganda there.
Let's
for
go.
a good cause.
Let's all go after those damn Japs. Let's go after those damn Japs. Yeah. It looks awfully clear for 1942.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really excellent early films that are very, very well filmed. Very good cinematography in a lot of early
Well,
films.
this looks like is
Well, this is one of those movies that's so famous too. I imagine it has been looked after and preserved by the studio over the years, right? Huh.
come on, let's break some windows. Let's break some windows. Well, a dime was actually
Okay, so this is going back to Babe Ruth's rookie year then when he's a kid, right?
yeah. And Cosby thinks got it and goes, how old Q bar? Oh, how's it running?
It looks fine here. I mean, it's playing okay. Yeah, A little bit of stuttering at times, but nothing too serious so far, Gorilla.
Okay.
It's playing better than some of the streams have in the recent past. That's for sure.
Well, we got clear weather and nothing else running.
Well, that's good.
Hi! Yes,
There you
we got
go.
a broken window.
There you go.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming up, but I didn't want to spoil it for you. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, come on. They're acting like it's a fucking felony to break a window with.
He's like one of those old Irish beat cops with that baton, right? It's pretty funny.
Yeah, but they're acting like it's a felony. All they did was play some baseball and broke a window, which is
I know.
probably cost them like, what, 10 cents to fix?
Yeah, nowadays
Maybe
the kid wouldn't even
$1.
get arrested. Nowadays the kid could burn the building down. They probably wouldn't even bother arresting him, right? You know?
It's already happening. Hell, Antifa burned down Washington, D.C. They're on the night of Trump's inauguration. And the city ended up paying them $10 million.
Crazy world we're living in.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I guess you didn't hear the news of what happened a couple hours ago, did you?
Holy, 16 and a quarter in 1942?
Yeah, well, I guess to replace that window's a few bucks. That cop actually liked it.
Yeah, at least they're paid for their shit. No, not bull. Oh, no, wait, I was gonna say that's bullshit. There's no way it's $2,000 to fix that window. $313.83. But no, wait. So it'd be, it was $1,850 to fix the window, ain't it? Because she sold them $250. So they're saying it's $357.28 to fix that window. Bullshit.
Seems like a
call
lot.
bullshit.
Not just the window, but his fine for criminal behavior.
They could have damaged some other merchandise in the window too that could have got broken. So
Hey, Chief Judge Finity, how's it going? He's giving us a martini glass. We got the Cosby link up if you want to watch along. She's grooming him to be an engineer. She's just grooming him on that. Oh, actually, would this be 1942 with Lou Gehrig?
The movie is 1942. This is taking place a good 20 years, 30 years ahead before that.
yeah, this was taking place
Oh,
before
so 1920.
before he started. Yeah, this is before he started his baseball career.
So let's go with 1922 there to calculate that 1850. Hey, that went down to $346.65. So there must have been some deflation in the 30s.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of it.
That depression thing might have been responsible for that.
You know, there's this little thing called the depression. You know, yeah, our money started being worth more and more when we started burning it all just so we could have some heat to fuel it up.
Yeah, and they called it the Great Depression, even though I imagine most people didn't think there was anything too great about it. And he's making a living as a waiter now.
Yeah. And let's see, that bowler hat looks really good on that gate. Thank you, Chief Judge. Thank you. It took me a little bit to find one I liked. You should be good to cold. It must be like Eastern European. Somewhere like Slovak, like some kind of Slavic. Yeah, you just gotta go run naked through the field before they give you your pledge pin. Oh shit! Yeah.
Actually, Gehrig was the second of four children of German immigrants, so German was his background, Gorilla.
Oh, he's German. Okay.
Yeah, his parents were immigrated from Germany, I guess, to get away from all the insanity that was going to be happening there.
Yeah.
I guess they got, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. So, TJ Trini says, like Mr. Balowski in the Young Ones. Yeah, apparently it's German. And he says, hello, starts with hello affinity. And he says, poopy, cheers. Oh, Mile minute, that her nickname for when the football team rails her up behind the bleachers. Nothing. Okay.
Uh-oh. Maybe you're right there, Gorilla.
Damn right, I'm right. And he's like, let's just skip the dancing part. Just go to bed. Let's go hop in that bed, baby. Yeah, let's skip all this dancing bullshit.
Yeah, he played 17 seasons in the major leagues for the Yankees from 1923 to 39.
Yeah.
He was an all-star 7 times, 6 times World Series champion, 2 times American League most valuable player. Yeah, he had a hell of a career, this guy.
Yeah.
And he was the only good guy on the Yankees that entire time.
Yeah, yeah.
Not good player, or he's the only one that avoided felony charges, parental allegations, and worse.
Yeah. I'll give her credit. She's trying. She's just a gold digger.
Yep, and she knows a solid gold vein when she sees one.
Uh, wonder what was that the flower she was wearing?
Yeah, they used to press flowers in books to preserve them back in those days, I think.
Oh. What's up with the music here?
Because he's with one. Remember, it's 1942.
Yeah. Sounds like a line you'd say to a woman, not to a bunch of guys.
Yeah, they're mocking him because they overheard the conversation. Okay, I forgot
Beat
this
his ass! Come on, beat his ass!
part.
Come on, beat his ass!
Oops.
Yeah, there goes his career.
By the way, that guy that just got tossed out was Walter Brennan, which is another famous American actor. Had a very, very, very long career. Oh, come on, you're turning down the offer of a lifetime?
Oh, like me, a cheapskate. Just let me fucking die. I'm not gonna pay $2 for a fucking doctor.
Well, now he can play baseball.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose the typhoid's coming through.
And the Yankees benefit from tragedy once again.
So in other words, you gotta behave yourself.
Yeah, just like all his teammates. Hundreds of paternity suits, assault charges, drunken disorderlies. That's just Ruth.
And that was just
And here-
Babe Ruth alone.
Yeah. And here, I thought that was Congress.
They probably took lessons from it.
That's up to you, old man. Yeah, because that morning paper said who the Yankees just signed.
He's like, oh, I'm getting out of here before the shit hits the fan.
Smart guy.
Yeah. That's a good thing she's tired of hearing.
Yeah.
He's gonna make more per freaking game than an engineer.
Even back then?
Well,
The
don't
freaking
forget
New York Yankees.
he does become one of their most famous players. So I'm sure as the years went on, they probably did give him a pay raise occasionally.
Yeah. So she thinks he went into politics or engineering.
Well, it depends on which lie Dad goes with.
Yeah, because we're seeing all these newspaper clippings here. She must not read the newspaper.
Yeah, the old man's probably hiding those. Uh-oh. Oh, those damn nosy neighbors. Uh-oh, get out there, Pops. He's like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Hey,
Hey,
Gene, how's it going?
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man, the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Did I miss the part where his parents finally get it that baseball isn't bullshit and they're on his side?
We haven't got
Have
there
they-
yet.
Mama's about to find out that he's a Yankee and not an engineer.
Well, he went to Columbia. He was a great intellect. This guy was extremely smart. Oh, yeah. She thinks it's bad news.
And
Look how hard-
she has
she's
a heart
so-
attack.
And the father's
After she
pissed off
gets
as hell, too. He's out of that house, man.
And watch everyone run away.
Yeah. No, they're not going to miss that show.
So everybody understands how different the world was. They just found out their son is Michael Jordan, and they couldn't be more upset that he's not going to be a no one.
Well, the father's fine with it. It's the mother that doesn't understand it. She wants him to be a freaking engineer because
He'd
her
prefer
dad
he'd
was
be an engineer too. He
blah,
just
blah,
knows
blah.
that he'd rather him have a normal job too, because he knows baseball isn't like the way to go. But the father loves baseball. So
Well, the father's
like,
smart
kind
enough
of
to
understands
realize
it.
the father's smart enough to realize that Lou has talent, and he actually might make a career.
Let's be honest. Who do you think threw the ball around with him all day and then found his return throw getting harder and stronger year by year? This is his
Yeah,
father.
exactly.
It's unfortunate that you guys have that. What is it? 6 bases and a 900-foot field. I'm sorry, 900-meter field for Canadian baseball.
Baseball is the same here as it is in the States.
Now that can't be true because
Well,
I
it's
saw the
right there.
Toronto
It's
Blue
just
Jays
right there.
outfield was measured in feet. It had feet written in it, and that, like, in our country we do it in a measurement of our country. So you guys are using like our measurements.
Well,
You
it's
should
not
probably
really a
have to pay
Canadian
for them.
Team. They're just
Anyway,
on
I'm here to
loan.
watch the movie, not talk about feet.
That's true. If we're talking about the Jets, coach, we'd be talking about feet.
Yeah.
This guy's acting style is Harrison Ford's acting style.
Yeah, she looks.
More importantly, the Yankees will pay him more than he would ever earn as an engineer.
Yeah, you should just start sending her some of that cash she's making, and maybe she'd change her mind.
Do you understand how many women I had sex with after last week's 2-home run game? Mom, calm down. Fucking Yankee, come on.
Let's see, Infinity DMs. Hey, Suzanne, how's it going? And hey, Penguins, come on up. I got the link at the here. I'll put the link back here for you.
Yeah, Pickles. Stadium ain't
Pillows.
looked like this in a long time. This is Stadium 1.0. And it might not even be the real Yankees. This might be the Dodger Stadium down in Florida where they used to practice.
Well, the film was 1942, so I'm not sure
I think they filmed it at their spring training facilities rather than the actual stadiums in winter. You know what I mean?
I'm really not sure, but I mean, it was 1942 when the film came out, so I imagine the original stadium might have still been around.
Oh yeah, no, it was still there. I'm saying I don't know if they're filming there. That shot was very tight, and Yankee Stadium, the original, was extremely.
We'll get to see a lot
distinctive.
I'm sure we get to see more of it as the film goes on.
Bob Musial's Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Tony Gehrig, Hall of Famer.
What am I looking at?
Pride of the Yankees.
Oh, Pride of the Yankees.
The 1948
Look at that.
film classic.
Black and white.
He worked
Some
all
guy
his
in a
life
locker
for this.
room.
No, but he worked all his life for this. This
It's
is
the
what he
story
wants.
it's a story about the famous baseball player for the New York Yankees, Lou Gehrig.
Is this like a better than the Babe?
Babe Ruth.
The Babe movie's a lot of fun, but it's not that accurate because it's crazy and insane.
Is this
It's like
before or after the Babe?
simultaneous to the time, but a 50-year earlier movie? Both guys are on the 1927 Yankees.
I was gonna say
This is about the 1921 Yankees or 1909 Yankees at this point because he's breaking into the league.
Yeah, and Suzanne says, "Okay, see ya."
We love you, Suzanne.
Yeah, the mother there, she's all pissed off because
Lou
she's
Gehrig.
grooming up to be an engineer.
Her mother never left the German neighborhood she lived in and has no idea that baseball is anything but where people go to get drunk and come home and talk about baseball. She has no idea there's a stadium with full of people. Nothing. That's the actual Babe.
That is Babe Ruth. He is in the film.
He's like 51 there though, because this movie was made.
Well,
in
yeah,
about
this
48.
is like
So this is after Babe Ruth.
This is like 15 years.
It's not Lou Gehrig.
No, well, there's two answers to that question. The movie's made about 1948. The movie takes place from 1909.
It came out in 1942 during the war.
It came out during 1942. Babe is still out of baseball and about to die.
Yeah, Babe came out about.
Okay, so after Babe. That's all I'm trying to ask.
If I
We're
God.
confusing things here because Babe is a person and a movie. Babe, the person, is
Babe
born
Ruth
like
was
1890.
retired
I'm not
from
talking about the
baseball
pig.
for about 15 years when this movie was made.
Right.
But he's still in the movie pretending to be a
himself.
younger version of
Yeah,
himself.
all right, gotcha.
And the black
Gotcha.
and white film helps it out a lot. But look, there's no Yankee logo on their uniforms. Those are their uniforms at the time. They're not that. They're called the Highlanders. They're just calling them the Yankees for the purposes of
And
the
by
movie.
the
They
way,
don't have a name yet.
if this is his debut, that would have been in 1923 when he played his first game with the Yankees.
Okay, so this is the
That's
Polo
the
Grounds.
photo right
Not this is not. There is no Yankee Stadium. This is the Polo Grounds.
Shit. Phone call. Gotta go. Sorry, guys.
This is actually the California stadium that Home Run Derby took place in. I think it looks a lot like it. There's the Babe. You can still chop down a bunt. The basic problem with your baseball movies are, can your baseball actors act and play baseball? In this movie, we got a mix of both, so it's pretty good as far as the acting and the baseball. In League of Their Own, the chicks just learned how to play baseball or something. See the pennants that they're showing? Those are the teams they're leapfrogging as they're going from last place to first under his play. Their arch rival, the Detroit Tigers, the Chicago White Sox. There's Comiskey Park, home of the White Sox. What a great version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. See how his away uniform does say his city on it, though? All right, so that stadium looks a lot like Yankee Stadium, but it's Tiger. I think it's Tiger Stadium.
That is definitely old Tiger Stadium.
All right, well, that's why I love having Jerem here. Yeah, it looks just like it, right?
If it's not the real Tiger Stadium, they did a perfect replica.
The thing is that the California stadium that had no team, that may have looked the same. We don't know. You know what I mean? Because there was no team there. Oh, wow. The actor did the stunt too. Did you see that? We saw his face all the way down.
Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised. Gary Cooper was one of those actors that really seemed to give 100% to whatever role he was playing.
In Sergeant York, he killed 35 people just getting used to the windage of the rifle before they did that scene. Yeah. Alec Baldwin studied his method.
Man, Hollywood wasn't woke in those days.
But that looks so much like Tiger Stadium. It's Tiger Stadium.
Hey.
Look at the baseball stadium, how different it is. There's no advertising. There's no ads on their uniforms.
Wait, they put ads on the uniforms now?
Yeah.
They probably put ads on the ads now.
Yes, that's right. This ad is sponsored by Honda. this ad for Toyota is that's automatic. That's a serious foul. It's Van Johnson.
Depending on where he is in the baseline, that's either interference or the first guy up in the next half inning is getting beamed right in the face.
They literally leave that part out of the movie, but they're going to throw the ball through the guy's head. Yeah. They just beamed your star rookie. F you for doing that, guys.
Yeah.
This scene is duplicated in the natural. This restaurant is absolutely replicated in the natural. This is where he meets Kim Basinger.
Only in this movie, it's Teresa Wright.
Babe Ruth drank real alcohol for this. He was like, no, I won't be needing any fruit punch.
Well, I'm sure he had no problem doing that.
And that's why he died of liver poisoning.
Yeah, well, Babe Ruth was a pretty much a party animal, I believe.
He didn't die of liver poisoning. The lung cancer overtook it.
Yeah, he pretty close race, though.
Kind of a wild man off the field, it seems.
People for miles around caught herpes from the cremation of Babe Ruth. By the way, he was a nice guy. He adopted several children because he himself had no parents. Like, they abandoned him. So, like, he wasn't the greatest guy, but he felt like at least he could father some people. Probably wasn't great at it, but he cared. So I give him that. Big heart.
Yeah.
Notice the Harrison Ford stuff with moving the eyes and the face, but not, a lot of grimacing.
Uh-oh.
That was very Harrison right there. That was very Harrison Ford.
Yeah, she was wondering what the hell's so funny.
Doesn't this bitch own a radio? The guy's a fucking star Yankee. I guess it was just a different world. This guy is like a huge star. He makes like $300 a week.
So I assume she's the owner's daughter?
No, her name's Twitchell. The owner's name is Colonel Rupert. She's Mr. Twitchell's daughter. I just point out, why would they ever lay the bats out like that? They've been playing baseball for 85 years when those events took place.
Yeah, well, they don't do that anymore, do they? So, yeah, this is a bit
I'm
weird.
willing to. I think it probably never happened. That was just for sheer humor.
Oh, I really don't know.
This movie's not connected to reality that much.
Hey, maybe that's the reason why they pick him up now.
Yeah, well, they have like a bat rack with every
they
player's
have a
number
rack.
on it.
They have a rack now, don't they? Yeah.
You know
At
who's
least when
got
I
a
used to
rack?
watch the
Sydney
Mariners, they did.
Sweeney. See, now we got a lot of B-roll. And this is as much as you got of a real game. What a mess. Okay, so now we've made it to the 1920s because he's got a number. Unless we're going to go out of sequence. Let's see if he always has a number. It should be 4. Some stadiums have the dirt path back to the mound. Some others don't. So we got a couple of stadiums. They did a horrible job with that baseball action scene.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What a time.
They threw $10 bills at him too, honestly. They treated the white porter the same way. These are a bunch of crazy drunk baseball players.
The babe taught them well. He is rowdy as hell, but tip every time they come by, tip.
Look at what he walks in. It's like a mafia don. You know what? He's not the worst actor for a man who couldn't read. Immediately sets to gambling. Where's the booze?
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna totally fuck with this hat just because he's a baseball player and they can't do normal things to each other. I might spit the pieces of the hat out, to be honest. He's gonna catch him right about now, ain't he? Fuck you. All right, so they're trying to give a reason for the fact that Babe Ruth simply hated Lou Gehrig because Lou Gehrig was good too. There's nothing more to it. See how you could see the you could see they're kind of crossing paths here where like they're not really giving it away in the movie because he's still Babe Ruth, but Ruth's in retrograde and Gehrig is starting to carry the team on his back and he's just knocking the ball out of the park left and right. And he's got leadership qualities, like he's quiet and he performs instead of being a kooky, drunken madman like Babe. Although I think I'd rather hang out with Babe.
Good cover.
It's weird as fuck that this guy was one of the only baseball players with not just a college degree, but a decent one with high grades, and they were acting like he was slow-witted.
Well, when you're hanging out with a bunch of alcoholic orangutans, you do seem a little bit off.
Yeah.
If Lou Gehrig's not a genius, why is he a known celebrity baseball player who hangs out in the rat skeller of a college? Germ, isn't that literally like Aaron Judge hanging out at high school graduation, checking out the chicks?
Well, no, at least it's not like in Days of Confused with that one guy going, one thing I like about them high school girls, I just keep getting older. They keep staying the same age.
Yeah. All right, all right, all right. I believe that's Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is this movie just all over the place time-wise? He's in college and playing baseball at the same time while being played by a 40-year-old?
Well, he's not in college here because he's with his girlfriend.
But he met his girlfriend at the Ratskeller, which is only at colleges.
Well, he just met her at the game earlier.
No, he ran into her at the game. You remember where he ran into her to talk to her was the Rats. He called it the Ratskeller.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you could do some research on that, Tig.
I know that this bar in a college is called the Ratskeller, and I went to college. Research done. Because there's overlap between him being in college and him playing pro ball. That guy would be a YouTuber now.
Yeah.
Step right up to Admiral Teague's Star Trek FNS show.
Yeah.
The guy
He's a
knows
baseball player. He knows
physics.
how to use his wrist.
Maybe not as far as breaking it with the hammer. Like he maybe needed that guy to give him that one tip. Because that tiny little guy and him are capable of doing the same thing. That's maybe he learned that. Maybe that's showing he's learning stuff. I'm going to assume that this is awesome dancing because they would never put on half-ass dancing in a movie from this era.
I'll buy that. I have no idea if that's good or not.
I'm going to assume that it's some sort of form of dancing that we no longer know about. From what I understand, if you had any money in class, you knew how to dance, and that's how you met people.
Well, I have none of those things, so I don't know the Macarena.
No. I know that I was part of the world's largest Macarena line in history. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records at Yankee Stadium in 1996 against the Mariners. It was Lou Gehrig Day. There's a lot of stuff going on at the same time in this movie. They've kind of combined his whole life into this movie to make it seem like one or two baseball seasons.
Thankfully,
His
they
Yankee,
moved on from his early life quickly because it's sort of
it was
not
boring.
real believable.
It was like they make him extra like sweet and nice, like the way they do to the Beatles because of what happened to him. But he might have just been that dutiful and that quiet. The thing is that he keeps coming off dumb, but the fact of the matter is the guy has an advanced degree in architecture and could have designed buildings. He just ended up being so good at the extracurricular baseball that he did to for fun that he got a Yankee contract.
Yeah. What's up with this dancing?
It's
I don't know.
probably was amazing. I'm betting it was
I don't
amazing to the
remember it.
audience then.
I don't remember this long dancing scene last time I watched it, but it's been a long time since I did watch it. But I'm guessing this is some really famous dance couple in the
They're
40s.
probably fairly well known, yeah.
You know, and they're probably like big stars back in 1942, so they put them in the film for like 5 minutes.
It burns runtime. It's considered quality entertainment. People are like, oh wow, you look at that great
back
dancing.
in 42, people are probably thinking, wow, they're in the film. Hey, wow, cool.
I'm going to say this is my guess. I think that they're trying to make this look like New York's famous Roseland, which is in the Private Dancer video by Tina Turner if you want to see the real place.
And if you saw it on TV, PvP, this is prime cut for commercial.
No, I think I saw it on the movie channel, actually, Jerome. Because they used to have the movie channel years ago. So I'm pretty sure I saw the entire 120-minute version a couple of times. Been a long time, though, since I saw this.
Yeah. Come on, let's get back to the baseball.
Yeah, I must say, I don't remember this long musical scene. Gosh.
So who's floozy in every city?
Yeah, same floozy.
Well, they do end up getting married, so. There we go. Ha ha.
So in other words, he's not gonna get up her skirt unless he puts a ring on it. Oh, a bitch.
You're dancing with one of those losers from the Brooklyn Dodgers, so I don't fucking care, bitch.
Ha ha. Ha ha.
Imagine if he had a great line like, you can dance with any other ball player you want, except Jackie Robinson. They held off on that song until they could throw it in again. That's like they paused it just for their dialogue.
Oh shoot! What happened? Oh, I thought I hit something there.
A lot of people claim
It
Babe
would have
Ruth
been
was
something if she danced with Jackie Robinson. He was probably about 10 years old at the time.
You're right. No, 1942. No, he's
no.
This is 1920 still. Yeah. He's 10.
late 1920s.
He's young. He's not even born yet.
He was born probably around 1920.
Trying to think of when he his debut's in
look it up.
1948, so he would maybe 20
He was
sounds about right.
born
1920
January
1921.
1919.
He's learning how not to be a selfish piece of garbage.
I guess that's like a cancer patient.
The Yankees were like the first team to realize that since baseball players aren't that likable, they should go to children's hospitals and do nice things and give kids Make-A-Wish stuff.
Yeah, that helps when your team drinks, smokes, womanizes, and generally breaks most of Brooklyn.
That's 15 baseball teams, but yes, at this point, that's 15 teams, but I agree. You want 2 home runs.
Uh-oh,
She's
kids
calling
got
him out on his bullshit.
him.
She's calling him out on his bullshit.
It's not bullshit if he does it. The press hears it. Isn't it weird how this movie has a very benevolent media? They're the heroes.
Yeah, almost like the media was owned by the Yankees.
The honest truth is, the media didn't want to have to cover Babe anymore because he was a fucking crazy man. Like, they had to lie every day. Now comes this Boy Scout. You know what I mean? By the way, the St. Louis Browns are now known as the Baltimore Orioles. The New York Yankees are the original Baltimore Orioles. Now, that looks like the Philadelphia park that we've seen pictures of, but it could be Yankee Stadium. I'm just not. Nope, they're wearing their away uniforms. This has got to be St. Louis. Is it the Cards? Yeah. Is this the ALCS or is this the World? It's the World Series. So this is the Cardinals. That guy already wrote his story about the Yankees winning. He's the arrogant New York journalist. He's promised to hit a home run for little Billy. Oh, they would never say that. He's taken on the first pitch. That was a home run ball. He got it, though. What's the deal, Germ? Did they film everything they could in Detroit one day or something?
Probably.
The old Detroit Stadium and the original Yankee Stadium look the same. Are they swapping? Are they pretending that the same stadium is both?
It's a good bet.
Yeah. By the way, those pillars were removed because they were terrible for sightline. They had there was a stadium, but there was no team. There was a regular Major League size baseball stadium and like exhibition games played there. And I think some teams did spring training there. The Yankees did spring training in Cuba. This is going to be a great day for this kid in the hospital. What the fuck kind of line is that? What a terrible, terrible way to show the home run, too. Like, they couldn't, you know what I mean? There's nothing they could have done to make it more realistic.
And
Miller
the second
Huggins
that
is in the Hall
story
of
gets
Fame.
to the St. Louis players, he gets hit every time.
Oh, the next St. Louis player, the next Yankee to come up gets the ball stuffed right in his ear after 2 home runs given up in this era of baseball. At this era in baseball, 1 player per team was allowed to have a pistol with one round in it, and they would spin the cylinder before every inning. They're wearing their New York away uniforms. It's got to be St. Louis, but wow, does it ever look like an oil painting? This stadium has advertising.
Yeah, these aren't consistently in the same stadium.
No, they're using B-roll from everything. Look at this is like a composite stadium with a fake crowd and just players. This stadium's fake as fuck on that angle. This is a movie in front of a guy.
Even that's different from those
Yeah,
two scenes. Two different.
Yes, the home plate scene is consistent. What we see from home plate, the batter's eye view is the same, but like it's an ad for nothing. Even then, people didn't want fake branding or real branding without paying for it. By the way, $10 is like a fourth of your month's rent at this point, maybe half. And by the way, if you're old enough and you remember This Week in Baseball, guys, that's Mel Allen, I think. If he says how about that, it's Mel Allen. Papa, maybe Lou should stop trying to swing for the fences and hit situationally in the World Series.
Yeah, I'm sure the kid will.
That was Yankee Stadium. But that was the real Yankee Stadium there with those people standing up. As we watch this, the footage is different grain and different caliber every cut.
Yeah.
$20 in 1920 is like $500 now, $700 now.
And now it's up to 30.
Yeah, they're betting big dollars. The people watching this movie are stunned. Even in 1942, these guys are throwing around a whole month's rent.
Oh, I hate it when they pass a player. Fucking assholes.
They don't want little Billy to get his home run.
Ah, those damn jerks. Boo! Boo!
That's stock footage right there.
That's great. That was
Lou
funny, man.
Gehrig, that's a disease,
so much
ain't
for
it?
being an engineer.
That was the
funny.
grumpy grandfather, yeah.
That's great. That was the engineer of the family, yeah.
The thing is that this was the first baseball player New Yorkers could truly love because he was from New York. He was one of us.
Yeah.
I wish I understood more about telegrams so I know what the fuck that meant.
Now he's gonna get met by someone who's gonna break his knee with a bat.
I was gonna say like a bunch of fucking Cardinals fans are waiting for him there.
No, I just needs one to come out of the bushes.
Or it's Babe Ruth. He's like, I'm a little tired of the fans liking you better than me.
Did it freeze for you guys?
It's
no,
just
No.
It's not frozen. It's strobing forward. So like
It's got a lot worse in the last 30 seconds or so, but
Did it? I didn't change nothing.
no, I know it's playing a little better now, Gorilla. But
It's
It
because
was
the
very
movie
smooth
feels
for most
bad for
films
Lou.
so far, but a little
We're kind of moving out of the event horizon of the bad part.
stuttery here, but
let's see this. Let's see this will help you here in a little bit. I plugged my fans back in.
He's about to get in trouble for prowling around New York City at night, and the cop's like, "Hey, I'm a Yankee fan. Good to meet." I was prowling around St. Louis at night, and the cop's like, "You know what? I'm gonna let it go because even though I'm a Cardinal fan, but what you did for little Billy was fucking great." No one in this town is pissed that he's beating the shit out of their team.
It's because they were going every year.
What, St. Louis? They were the second. They have the second most World Series by like 16, though. Like, let's face it, the Yankees are the World Series.
See, that's the way you get women. You just have to have a friendly cop escorting you to the door, and everything's good then, right?
And a $10,000 a year baseball contract when like rent was $30 a month.
Either,
yeah. Drinks are a nickel. He's got 10 grand. I woke up at the policeman knew my name.
So what's the cop being hanging around for?
He wants to see this.
He's a pining, unbelievable, unabashed fan of Lou Gehrig.
Oh, I thought maybe he's going to be the cuck in the corner.
Oh, he's just absolutely starstruck by Lou Gehrig.
That's only if they remake the movie nowadays, Gorilla.
Okay.
You know what? For context, outside Grand Central Station in New York City, there was like a primitive way to report how baseball games are going with like using lights and complicated signals. Tens of thousands of people would stand outside to see how the teams are doing when they were out of town.
Fried eels. Yeah.
All right. So have a good night, Boomer. We'll send everybody your way.
Good night. I love the father's knowledge and love of baseball. You know, he was taking Lou to that stadium every week. He was playing baseball with him in the alleyway every night. Today, kids play soccer. Baseball was like the father-son thing for so many generations.
Well, baseball was the game back then.
And he's playing in a place where you can't really play baseball for too much of the year. It gets really cold in New York, and like from April, from about November to about April, it's too cold to really deal with it.
Just sounds just about like my part of the world there, Teague.
We're not
November
that
to
further
April.
south, yeah.
November to April is pretty much the same here, actually, man.
January and February are just horrible.
January and February are the two worst months of the year. I will agree on that.
It gets to the point where you hit February 1st, you're like, well, at least it's here. It'll be over soon enough, and then things get better every month until next February.
Yeah, the only good thing about February is it's the short month.
March is a nightmare too, though, because it's just February with lots of rain, so you're freezing and wet.
Yeah. Oh, Mama's going, oh, now I got to share them. Oh, shit.
I would just point out that booze is illegal right now in America, and these people are just going to go drink because this guy's a Yankee.
Yeah, they probably get a few cartons shipped over from the management.
Well, there's a story. There was a guy, I can't remember his name, but he worked for, he worked for the government there, and he said he can find, he can give him 30 minutes, he can find booze in any city in less than 30 minutes. Guess what his record was?
What? 100%?
No. Guess what his record was for finding booze in the city? Like how fast?
Oh, 100%. I bet you. Oh, his record probably the longest it ever took him was 18 minutes.
No, shortest. I'm talking shortest.
5.
0 seconds. Like walked off the train and people were just selling beer.
Tig's closer. 35 seconds.
Wow.
He got into a cab and he asked him where he could get a drink, and the cab driver handed him a glass of gin.
Wow.
I want to go to that city. I want to go to that city.
That's New Orleans. New Orleans.
I'm moving there.
That's a cab driver that knows how to treat his customers well.
That guy fucking rocks. God, my Uber guy with his bottles of water can go fuck himself. I think the funniest thing that ever happened was I was with a date and it was like this hot chick and I was like, hey buddy, do you mind if if we smoke pot in the cab? And he's like, buddy, you can do cocaine in my cab. And it's like, all right, we'll take you up on that. Look at that phone. That state-of-the-art phone. Sending your telegraphs because there are no phones. What kind of city has a Major League Baseball team and no phone? Oh. Okay, so we've made it to 1933. Nothing interesting going on in Germany at this point, right? Think about it. At this moment, Indiana Jones is in the Amazon.
Wait. The mother's actually encouraging him to send money, to spend Louis' money instead of the woman? And the mother trying to save the money?
His mother realizes now that he's going to keep getting $10,000 every year for about the next 15 years. And she wants him married off, not running around with a bunch of girls. See, like, how her hat has, like, the devil horns on it because women are evil?
Yeah.
Good symbolism.
Yeah. He's healthy until he meets her. I believe that he probably picked up the disease from her. It's probably something she did.
They're trying to get the life insurance and failed.
Oh, mother's got a little too much to say, huh?
He learned when to run.
Stand up for your wife and don't let her know that I told you to. And don't stand up for your wife and don't tell your mom I said that that's the right thing to do.
Wallpaper is not practical no matter what you do with it.
Yeah,
I made sure to take the wallpaper down here.
If you didn't have wallpaper at this era, though, you were considered like a low life. Everybody had wallpaper. Don't ask me why.
Why did everybody have wallpaper?
I don't know. Growing up, my house had it until I was like 15, and then like my mother slowly changed over to having painted rooms.
Yeah, it seems like wallpaper used to be a big thing. Even in the 70s, I remember.
Yep.
My parents had some wallpaper in the kitchen that was god awful ugly, by the way.
But your house just wasn't finished without it, and it was easier to clean than paint, or whatever the reason that people gave.
I don't remember why, but I think it was probably there when they bought the house, and they just never bothered changing it.
That's possible too. It's a German thing. It comes from Germany. And as we can see, Lou's German as could be.
He's about to pull a blitzkrieg on her.
Honey, I just have to go to the post office and send this money to the brown shirts over in the homeland. Then I'll be back to win this game for the Yankees, and we'll get married. What's this book you're reading? Oh, it's called My Struggle.
That's gonna be her.
Here's the thing: for her to be the boss of the house, he has to marry her. It's the only way to get mom out of his life. He's like, I've been sexing you for weeks now. I think it's time we just did this.
They're in the middle of the marriage ceremony. They're wheeling it out. That's pretty good. That is pretty funny.
Now, what they don't tell you in this movie was he had 3 girlfriends who were devastated by this. What can we say positive about him, Jerem, as a fan of the Mariners who hates the Yankees? He didn't do performance-enhancing drugs?
Well, there's that. He was generally a pretty good guy.
It's too bad
He
that
just
he
worked
died.
for the devil.
It's too bad that he died and like Ty Cobb lives until 1970.
Yeah, well, life isn't always fair. That's
Ty
for
Cobb
sure.
definitely deserved to go out early.
It's fucked up that Ty Cobb dies like the week Derek Jeter's born.
Well, we know where Derek Jeter got his soul now.
Yeah, I'm not exactly a Jeter fan myself, so that's a good one. Uh-oh.
A lot of people don't like the greatest Yankee of all time. Comes with the territory. He's late because he got married. The NYPD, always big Yankee fans.
Now he's going to get a motorcycle escort to the game.
Hey, when Cal
great.
Ripken came home and found Kevin Costner fucking his wife and didn't come to work, they blacked out the neighborhood and pretended a transformer went out. So
yeah, this is hilarious. I love this.
Guys, get a presidential escort there.
Oh, fuck, better than a presidential
some of this stuff's still here.
Hey, there's the actual exterior of Yankee Stadium.
It's
Hey,
gone.
if
but I
Hoover
was at
came
the
by,
stadium. That's the right. That looks right. That's right. This is correct.
Yeah. Hoover wouldn't get an escort like that. Hoover would have gotten pulled over into a ditch and shot.
Hoover would have killed Gehrig because he had money on the other team. That is exactly how it looks. It's a really good painting or whatever. That courthouse is still there. The park from the Warriors is across the street from that courthouse.
You mean they haven't tearing them down for asbestos?
No, they didn't have. The stadium got torn down. They left the field and they built a new stadium around it. And then they knocked that down and moved to a new stadium across the street. The thing is, they're not showing the monuments in the outfield, but maybe there are none yet because no one's died yet. Oh, he just won the Triple Crown. He doesn't even care. And if you notice, those Yankee uniforms have no name on them because you're nothing but a Yankee. Go fuck yourself if you think you have a name. There's something you need to know. After the games, Lou goes out in the Bronx and gets heroin from some of the black people that live there. He's in the park drooling right now with the babe. They've had a problem for a couple of years. Ellie, you know how long it takes to satisfy 2 women at once? Lou's a hero. What a bitch! Maybe he wanted to go practice at being a better fucking baseball player? Fuck you, you passive-aggressive bitch. How dare you give a Yankee a hard time? This is why I don't like Halle Berry. David Justice did nothing wrong. Justice for David Justice. I bet she's with his mom.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably actually pulling the guy's leg here, right? Pretending it's something really bad, and he's actually with his mother or something.
She's as mad at it. I think she's as mad at him as she is, but it's not something that you like. They're both going to realize that maybe it just makes him a better, nicer guy. That he cares about his mom.
That's good. Oh boy, she's smiling, right? She's going, "Oh, I really got him good." Oh, he's teaching the kids back in the field where he used to play. Like
this is allegedly true. This field is in Manhattan.
I wouldn't be surprised. Seems like Lou Gehrig was just that kind of guy.
This was common for athletes of all sports to do stuff like this until the 80s.
Yeah, before they got way overpaid and only cared about the money.
What's a Borgia?
There's stories about guys from the Mets jumping off the 7 train and like throwing the ball around with kids in like Astoria and jumping back on the train and going to work.
Yeah, back when it was about the game and not the money.
I guess like if you really love baseball and you're like a 1950s New York Yankee or something like that, and you see kids playing baseball, you jump off the train, you play with them for 10 minutes, and you jump back on the train and go to work.
Yeah, because you
It's
never
another
know when
subway every 7 minutes.
next star player might be one of those kids someday. You know, like
That's an 8 Men Out. If you ever get to that movie, in 8 Men Out, the coach, who's Frazier's dad, is explaining to the starting pitcher that he'll be okay, and that he remembered his first big game start. And the pitcher goes, "You beat Ty Cobb," and he goes, "How did you know that?" He goes, "It's the first baseball game I ever saw. The perfect game. You're amazing." What's her problem? So he has it. So he likes his job, and he's the only person in the middle of the 20th century who has a job that isn't horrible that he hates. It's like, wouldn't you rather be strapped to a loud, noisy machine all day? I'm glad she understands. He is one of the most important players on that team. He has to spend time with them.
Yeah.
And why would you want to stay here in the wintertime? Look out that window. Yeah. You don't want to go where it's nice out and have fun, right? You want to stay here where it's awful, don't you?
Well, they don't be starting foreplay here right in public.
You know, if you're a baseball player now, like this guy's a nice guy who loves his wife, you'd just be like, yeah, just keep writing that. No problem. Like, forget about my 10-game hitless streak.
yeah, these days it would be refreshing, and the fans would probably love it, right? It's like, hey, we got a decent human being playing the fucking game. Jesus, what happened?
We got a lot of decent human beings playing the game. It's just that we don't all speak Spanish. So we don't understand
well,
that they're nice guys. Like
the media
2/3
does.
of the
The
Major
media
League
does.
Baseball is Spanish.
The media does want to fixate on the negative too. It seems so.
Also, like these humble guys who come from other parts of the world and become millionaires a little bit off of baseball, like they appreciate it more. Like I guess Jerem could verify this one. Like, what would you say? About a third of every Major League Baseball team can't speak English at all.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of immigrant players now. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
for
that's a
years.
good bet.
For years.
Well, that's because they want like the Puerto Rican.
Who said
players
anything
there.
about them being immigrants?
Well,
They're Americans.
Well, if they came from other countries, I imagine they
Puerto
emigrated.
Rico is America.
Puerto Rico is America.
Well, they want a
Puerto
lot.
Rico
Oh, yeah,
is
but they
supported
got
by
they
Major
got other
League
players.
Baseball.
Yeah.
They got some Cuban players too, right? I mean, there's not just you know.
Well,
Puerto
what they
There's a
want
few
is
Cuban players, but you have to
Sorry.
escape, right?
no, but they want it.
Yeah,
They want
some of
these
them have.
Puerto Ricans and Cubans and that because they're used to playing on rough fields, so that they go after the ball because you can because
Yep.
when they're
And
on the
with
rough fields, they can't anticipate the bounce.
and also they're better at it because they play with substandard equipment and they play in intense heat. So yeah, it doesn't bother. And they play year round. You can play baseball every day of the year in Cuba and Puerto Rico. In like New York, people have 6 months to practice baseball. 2 of them are painful as fuck. Like going outside in March to start practicing to play baseball is fucking painful. And I say that as the former second baseman of the Hempstead Giants high school baseball team.
Ain't there a disease named after him?
Yeah,
We'll
it's
get
Lou
to that
Gehrig's
part.
disease.
He
We'll be
invents
getting
this.
to- we'll be
He
getting to that
invents it
part.
by mistake later in the movie.
We'll be getting to that part probably fairly soon, actually, because we are getting towards the end of the film.
The mother gets on his case because he's not an engineer, so he starts trying to do an engineering project with human DNA, and he ends up giving himself the disease, and then it spreads to other people. That's the end of the movie.
That's the sci-fi version of his life, but
that would be a pretty fun sci-fi movie.
Might be interesting.
This is a slow fucking movie. We spent like 5 minutes watching his wife like fawn over pictures of.
Oh, it's definitely got some issues with its pacing. I'll give it that. It could have been probably trimmed by a good 20 minutes.
Why is she so happy about Joe McCarthy, who's a Hall of Famer anyway, by the way? Babe Ruth leaves Yankees. That's why she's happy about that. Yeah.
Okay, that's 1935 on the paper there. So,
right. Well, yeah, he's going to go to Boston to play with the team that used to be Brooklyn.
Yeah.
See, this is where he starts accidentally developing the disease, but like he's working in his basement. He thinks it could extend life. It's connected to the Star Trek episode Miri.
I hope girl's not actually believing this. Flapjacks. I haven't heard that expression in a while.
That's pretty New York.
Yeah, it's pretty old school too. Like it's even old school for me. Fuck.
Yeah, it probably is probably is antiquated by now.
Yeah, well, I was referred to them as pancakes. Ooh.
Yeah.
That was the other thing that like made people like him, like his work ethic. Babe Ruth would miss like 3 games in a row with a hangover or just be missing in general.
Well, missing was the excuse they used. They knew exactly where he was. They just needed time to recover from whatever.
Like I said, Babe and Lou have been going out and buying some heroin from the people in the Bronx. It's been pretty ugly. This is really just footage of the real Yankee Stadium from that time, but this is like out of context and tight in somewhere else.
Yeah.
Look at everybody smoking weed at the baseball game.
Hey, now where's Randy Marsh go? Go start pounding the crap out of them to get arrested going. Oh, I'm dying. I thought this was America.
Nobody at Yankee Stadium would ever tell anyone else to shut up unless they were rooting for the other team. So, Jerry, what was it like when the Yankees just blew apart that 114 win Seattle Mariner game to go on and win the World Series in 1999?
Unfortunately, everyone saw it coming. It
Yeah,
was too good to be true.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it one of the other
Mariners-
problems? You won 114 games and then just like didn't even try for the last 10 and fell out of like game mode, right? Like there was like 114 and like 40, and then like the last 10 games were like 5 and 10 or some shit like that, right?
I believe so. They started to coast there, and
Which you
to be
would
honest,
do.
even in the middle of the season, everyone around here knew something bad was going to happen. That's just the way it goes.
The only thing that you guys had going for you was that you could never beat the Yankees at home. The Yankees could never beat you at your stadium. And we came in and we just beat the fuck out of you in your stadium. And we beat the fuck out of your bitch A-Rod. And then we were stupid enough to take him off your hands. That was such a dumb move after we found out he couldn't hit in the playoffs because the drugs start wearing off by then.
He didn't start doing drugs until he went to Texas.
You think when he met Canseco?
It might have been Canseco, but he was very clear. Is that major contract that Texas gave him what started him on the drugs, the steroids?
I think my favorite line associated.
Here's where he's starting to notice symptoms of what's coming.
I think my favorite line by former Seattle manager Lou Piniella was when they were talking trades, and they're like, "You got rid of Paul O'Neill for like almost nothing. Why?" It's like, Paul O'Neill's a real asshole. He deserves to be a Yankee.
That's pretty funny.
He ended up being an all-star 4 times as a Yankee. He just needed to get away from Lou.
Yeah, well, Piniella, certainly wasn't 100% as being great at his job.
He wasn't a great manager.
Yeah,
he's a great Yankee.
He's a great player, pretty good manager, but if you pissed him off, he'd get rid of you no matter what. Care
And
if
he got
you're
beat up.
all freaking all-star, he'd ship you out of town.
Remember that great fist fight with Rob Dibble where he pulled him out of the game, and later on he was just like, he just doesn't have what it takes in big situations. He can't pitch good under pressure. And he's like, the fuck you say about me? And he like knocks his coach right out on TV.
I remember when he slapped Tino Martinez.
That guy sounds like when our football coach got the shit beat out of him at halftime.
You know why he was able to slap Tino Martinez? That's his godson. Tino's his godson. You didn't know that?
No, I did not.
Lou Piniella is Tino Martinez's godfather. Lou Piniella is Puerto Rican, as is Tino. So I think maybe if Uncle Lou slapped him, he must have done something really wrong. They kept that facade until the end of the old stadium. See, they're really just trashing Yankee fans by making them look like they don't appreciate the guy simply because he's playing badly. But they've updated. See, their uniforms are different now.
Yeah.
Bill Dickey's a Hall of Famer.
Oh,
yeah! Right in the face!
Yeah.
Right in the face!
That was Yogi Berra.
You don't talk about our first baseman like that.
He's got number 8 on. That means that was Yogi Berra.
Hey, if Yogi Berra hits you, you probably deserved it.
You're a real piece of shit. Depending, have we made it to 1940 yet? We made it through 1937. Babe's gone. Is it? It's right. It's 1941 is the last year. So number 8 would be. We got to find out what year it is, but number 8 would be Yogi if it's 1940 or
Actually,
41.
Gehrig's last appearance with the Yankees was April 30th of 1939. Tig.
Okay, so it's almost definitely not Yogi Berra. By the way, the number you wore was your number in the batting order.
And actually, the number 4 was, I believe it says, I'm just looking at it here, the first Major League Baseball number retired by any team.
You'll see why soon.
Oh yeah, well, I'm very familiar. I'm very familiar with the Lou Gehrig, what the Lou Gehrig name stands for besides baseball. I think this is probably my favorite part of the film, actually, when he starts to realize there's something wrong. Cooper really gets to do some of his quality acting here.
At least they're showing the Yankee fans as loyal like they are, not the scumbags that we saw before.
No, all the scumbag baseball fans in New York are Dodger fans.
And New York Giants, yeah. So Detroit's in first place. That's what we're meant to understand from the flag. Oh, they're in second. There we go. That's the leaderboard. Right. So I guess this isn't Yankee Stadium now.
Looks like my
we're
stock
wearing our
buddies in the background there.
Yeah, and they're wearing their uniforms that just say New York on them, so they're not. It's Philadelphia if it's the first game he sits down. Fairly sure.
Yeah, he just can't get the grip anymore.
Well, it's sporadic. Like his hands only work sometimes, and he doesn't
Well,
know
he's
when
in
they're
the
gonna.
early, I guess in the early stages, I guess it's like that, I suppose, Tig. Like, I'm not an expert on the disease, but I know
Oh,
it
one
is.
of my buddies
It is.
died of this shit.
Oh fuck! Sorry to hear that. But it is
Yeah,
progressive, right? It
was
gets
bad.
worse and worse as the
It's gonna get worse
months
and
go on.
worse. And you're fine. You die by suffocation because your
Yeah,
autonomic
you
nerve
basically
system
drown in your
fails.
own lungs, don't you?
You don't drown. You simply can't inhale.
Oh yeah,
Your autonomic nerve system fails.
yeah. And what is it? The diaphragm that pulls your lungs up and down that ceases to work
Just
as well, I
forgets to
guess.
do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the reaction doesn't happen.
It's a fucking ugly disease, that's for sure.
This is damn.
Yeah, there is that point where he just pulls himself out of a game.
His coach wants him out of the game because he's terrible, but look how it's breaking his heart.
Well, because he knows what a good player he's been all those years, right?
Not to mention Dahlgren's never been on the field at all in his career. Nobody who sat behind Lou Gehrig ever got out in the field before the 7th inning. Oh, God. See, I think what would have happened was the crowd would have started freaking out immediately when someone with a different number came out. Imagine how many games you would have played if they played the 162 game season instead of, is it 155?
Yeah, there's no
I believe it's
number on here.
152 at this point.
There's no number
Okay.
here under how many games he actually played.
2,130 over 14
just
years,
looking-
but it was 140. As Jerm said, 152 game seasons at first.
150, yeah. His batting average, it says here, was 340, 2,721 hits, 493 home runs, runs batted in 1,995. He was a great player.
And they didn't even give him health insurance. He's going to be on his own with this problem.
It's 154.
154 games?
No.
So it's like no
Wait.
practice time ever.
He played like 154 fucking playoff games.
Well, does anybody know the total number of games he played? It must be a lot
He
more.
played 2,000 in a row and set a record with that, but he went on to play 2,130 in a row. But probably the total was probably closer to 2,170 because he probably went in late in a few games early in his career.
Okay.
Where you don't get game credit.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have any stats on the total number of games here at all, but oh well.
It's an appearance, but not a game played if you go in after the fifth inning.
Oh shit! Where were we?
It was
Excellent.
right, there you go. We were right at that part.
We weren't at the start, that's for sure.
There we go. That's close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, we're off by maybe.
Gehrig's whole life went by in a blink of an eye right there. By the way, the baseball card in this movie that we see them playing for at the beginning of the movie still exists. It's in a museum. It's valued at like $17 million, the Honus Wagner tobacco trading card.
You know, it says a lot about Gary Cooper's acting here too. Just him walking there to sit down. I mean, that to me, his scene just walking there is better acting than a lot of young actors today could manage.
That's why I make the Harrison Ford comparison. Very physical, without a lot of dialogue.
Body language, but it's brilliant.
Here we go.
Body language. 2,130. Wow.
But that's the streak. That doesn't include early games where he might not have played the whole game or gone in late to get a little bit of seasoning. You know, he was put in just for 1 or 2 at bats as a young player, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So he played consecutively 13.831 seasons.
So once he starts, he just never comes out until he's too fucked up to play.
Right.
Oh, LDG's streaming
on his mainstream.
On Job. Something about an update.
His phone call must have gone well.
I'm glad.
If we're lucky, he gets Skynet going, and we don't have to worry about November.
And another fixed Jets season. Although they were allowed to win the game today. The people I know who saw the game at the stadium say the Jets won by far more than the score we were allowed to see. You have Lou Gehrig's disease. You have yourself's disease.
And that's the thing. They didn't even know how to diagnose this at that time because
they still don't.
First person that ever had it.
They still don't know how to diagnose it.
Yeah, but I mean, they were
it's
probably totally clueless back then.
Yeah, well, they'd seen it before, but they didn't know what it was.
Oh my God, the Jets actually covered.
Yep. That guy's in a bunch of movies. You can't blow off your goddamn phone call for this man. Just ask how long he has to live. The fuck is your problem?
But the Jets' failure was not completely avoided. They did not hit the over.
Let me tell you something. That was such a struggle for them to win that game. It was going to go either way the whole time. And they played like fucking criminals in the first half. Like they were fucking horse collaring people, personal fouls left and right. It was despicable. It's called anterior lateral sclerosis.
Yeah, he really owes that doctor now.
That doesn't mean anything. You're Jewish.
It's in your eyes. That's a good marriage. I'll make sure not to tell my husband I know why he's dying and that he's going to die. See, I know what this is like. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, just beat it out of him. He'll tell you. Smack him around.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know what this is like. I had Derek Jeter syndrome, where chicks love you for no apparent reason. It was difficult to deal with. It was only cured by age. Is he whistling something we don't realize, like an antiquated fight song for the Yankees? He should be whistling "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" very sadly if they wanted us to have anything to do.
He's whistling the song that was from the ballroom thing.
Wow, good ear. He never took any of that money and just took a plane to like Jamaica in like December. It's all his World Series ring. It's all his baseball accomplishments.
It's almost like he's giving it to her to remember him.
It's like he knows something she doesn't.
Well, she knows, but she's not going to ever let him know that she knows.
I think the farce is already up. I'm not sure though. I have a funny feeling he knows that she knows that he knows.
Yeah, could be.
He's like, things are going to be different. I'm going to be sick. She's like, I've read about this thing called reverse cowgirl. Life will be okay for a while. Hey, look, it's my neighborhood. Nope, that's stadium. That's the real old stadium, or that was, whatever this is. I don't know. It's the kid. It's the kid.
Yeah.
Even I feel bad right now. I just see this part.
Polio.
Yeah, sometimes you recover.
Well, invite him to the top box. Come on, you jackass.
That doesn't exist yet, but he's the kind of guy who would have done it, I think.
Yeah, those boxes won't come around for 30 years.
There are some very, very poor fans sitting in those boxes right now. It's just regular seats. By the way, the outfield is just wooden plank benches. They're just bleacher seats. Now, this is probably real news footage from that actual day or from like some World War II bond raiser. The saddest fucking part of the whole movie, man.
Yeah, this last scene gets me every time. And there
Well, I
actually
mean,
is
no, we're
there
building up to it.
there actually is a film. It might even be on YouTube of the real Lou Gehrig giving pretty much the same speech because they pretty much
Yeah,
based
of
it on
course.
the real speech.
No, it's the real speech because the real speech was famous and was in like newsreels. It was one of the things that one of the first things that every single person saw.
I think it's pretty great how they replicated it in the film here.
They had the transcript. He doesn't make the mistakes verbally. There's a few verbal mistakes in the speech. He's got a really bad New York accent, and he shortcuts a bunch of words the way we do. Oh man, Old Lang Syne. They're just like going for it here. Don't quit. That's Yankee Stadium, all right, but it's like Why is the Postmaster General shaking his hand? Why was that important?
It's probably all those letters kids wrote to Gehrig making the post office rich.
Yeah. We had to bring on extra mail carriers since you've had that hitting streak.
Extra mail bags just for you, Lou.
He is probably the New York crony for the federal government.
The only one that bothered to show up.
It's like the postmaster was like, "We know all about that money you sent back to Germany in the 30s, Lou."
Anyway, I want to hear this last part because this is a great scene.
I'm sure FDR would have loved to be there, but it would have been very obvious that he was sick as well.
And drunk.
And an asshole. So you're better off without him.
I think he was a pretty good president, but he was drunk. He probably was on a personal level an asshole, though. I'll bet you're right about that, though. Fucking New York rich fucking
Well, you'd
knickerbocker.
be an asshole too if you get stuck in a wheelchair the rest of your life.
Was there a black guy up there?
I don't know.
Two Hall of Famers.
Hopefully he's not related to the Red Hunt, Joe McCarthy.
No, not at all.
This is one hell of a speech here.
Except for the last 3 lines was all bullshit. He did talk about his mom and stuff like that, but like he was really emotional. I've seen the real speech played at Yankee Stadium on Lou Gehrig Day.
It's a great scene, though.
It is. This is the saddest part. This right here, watch in the dugout. And I'm sorry, in the hallway behind the dugout. It's the saddest thing. He doesn't even tip his hat. Oh yeah, there you go.
Not even wearing a hat.
It's true. He didn't wear a hat because he wouldn't have been able to tip it. Oh, he's holding his hat. He had a hat. That broke my heart. The umpire yelling play ball.
All right. Alrighty, that was actually halfway decent. Oh, it trimmed out a lot of stuff out of there, but still halfway
Yeah,
decent.
it's a little bit long. It's a bit long. Yeah, they could have probably trimmed it by 20, but movies were
This is a
slower
tribute
paced
movie.
in those
No,
years.
nobody
too.
wanted it to be. Yeah, you're nailing it. Nobody wanted it to be 5 minutes shorter. They're like, our feature film needs to be this long.
Yeah, films were often longer in those years, but
Yeah.
I think what really makes the film for me is that final scene. Gary Cooper giving it that great speech. I mean, that's a great scene.
Yeah, the real speech is just like, something like, who wouldn't be so proud to be associated with what's such a fine group of men as are standing to my right. I want to thank my wife and my family. And a lot of people say I've been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for. That was the whole speech. That was his real whole speech, more or less.
Yeah. I'll have to take a look and see. I'm sure it's on YouTube. I haven't watched that in a long, long time. I'll have to take a rewatch on that one.
Probably one of our very first unifying national experiences where every single American saw something pretty much the way it happened within a couple of days of it happening, a week, say. In California, they're watching that a week later, like, damn, Lou Gehrig, the pride of the Yankee Clipper, damn, the Iron Horse.
No,
The
they're
Iron
watching
Horse,
that in a day
Yeah,
or
the
two.
Yankee Clipper is DiMaggio, sorry.
Yeah. And Samantha, thank you, girl. That was great. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. He dies when my mother was a baby, and I knew the story. He will always be remembered in the legend. Yeah?
I remember crying watching this movie as a real little kid with my dad, like during a Yankee rain out.
Yeah.
Hi, Suzanne.
Yeah.
I didn't check the chat tonight. So hello.
So I'm gonna go see what LDG is complaining about here after this. So thank you, Suzanne, for coming. I'm glad you enjoyed the movie. The Phantom Boomer is playing the Giant Claw there. Then he'll have some
Oh, I
Sparks
know that
on
movie.
his Cosmic channel. But he posts the trailers for it on his YouTube channel, so make sure to check him out. And thank
Phantom Boomer Explorers is like the guy who plans the movies for the crew of the NX-01.
Yeah. And so thank you, Star Pumas Cuber, for coming.
It's great to see you, Snorty.
And thank you, LDG, even though you're not here. He's streaming on his Job channel, but if you ever need IT help or need a place to hang out, there's always freethenet.org/underground. And thank you, Chief Judge Spinity, for coming. And thank you, Sci-Fi Sit There, for coming. He streams on Saturdays where they talk about a bunch of sci-fi stuff and go through articles. Then on Fridays, he does a Transformers watch party. So that's so PvP, what you got going on?
Nothing much. I'm still trying to recover from this damn muscle I pulled in my side that's been giving me grief over 4 days now when I move any certain way. It's a pain. Hopefully I'll recover soon because I didn't get much done that I wanted to this weekend because of this. I've been basically trying to not overdo it and let this thing heal, but it's taken its sweet ass time, so I'm not too pleased. So I haven't done nothing much on the channel. Haven't done much of anything really. So yeah, nothing much going on here, unfortunately, Gorilla. Nothing exciting.
Alrighty. Teague, what do you got going on?
Me? Oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, Admiral Teague. I've been to over 200 Yankee games, and I remember like 35 of them. You can check out my channel, and I do uploads and reviews, and I also, on Saturday nights, I do a Star Trek watch party where we watch Enterprise, and a lot of times I'm lucky enough to have our pal Resolute Germ there. And I don't know what episode's coming up next, but you should check us out next Saturday at 9:30, and then I'll be around. I'm like a bad penny. I'll turn up.
Somehow, right. The next episode for your show is Silent Enemy.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Sounds good.
This is where they get the face cannons.
They were talking about, well, they put in like half-assed versions of them, but I'm under the impression that Archer's not very happy with how they worked out.
Well, that's because it starts out by pulling the top of a mountain, then they go back to attack the one guy. Then they're like, it gives a little like, excuse me, pulse. So they're like, what the hell happened last time it blew out the side of the mountain? Well, it blew them out. Well, fix it.
So they're gonna have to go to some kind of star base and get those phase cannons put in the right way. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We've been finding out that the show's better than we thought. The last episode sucked, though.
Oh, LDG was just vented on Job, so sorry to hear that.
Still on? Are you still on?
No, if he's here, then he's probably not there. He can multitask, but I don't think he's that good at multitasking.
I'm just looking here. It says he streamed 22 minutes ago, so he's probably not on.
That means we have exactly 5 minutes to start listening to the download before he erases it.
He was on for 27 minutes and 13 seconds in total, it says here.
That upload will self-destruct in less than 2 hours.
All right. So, Jerm, what do you got going on?
We'll be doing Andromeda again this week on Tuesday night, Thursday for Roundtable, and I should be able to do the cartoons next week. I hopefully they don't call me in again, and I will have a review for Transformers 1. It should premiere on Friday.
All right, sweet, thank you. As for me, maybe tomorrow night I'll do a cigar lounge. I got some new honey bourbon cigars. Otherwise, Tuesday there'll be a cigar lounge. Wednesday, Freaks and Geeks. Thursday, we got a special movie. I was scrolling through one of my sites there, and the movie just stuck out to me. We're gonna watch Cocaine Werewolf on Thursday, and then on Friday we're reviewing, I believe, the Walter's episode of The Choice, ain't it? Yeah, it's The Choice.
Well, we just had the Chivalry last Friday, so
yeah,
that should be the one if that's the one following.
Yeah, Red Oak.
Oh yeah, Red Oak. Oh god, that's never going to be.
Then on Saturday we shall do this night. And Jerm, do you want the baseball pick or you want to go with mine?
It depends. Were you doing an more upbeat one, or were you doing a downer one?
Angels in the Outfield.
Okay, let's go with that one.
Alrighty. So, with that, you guys have a good night, and remember to be a gorilla. And we're gonna go out with let's go with our O'Brien song, or song to O'Brien.
Night, everybody.
Stood with courage in his eyes on Setlick 3 beneath the skies. He faced the Darga, he held the line with steady hand and heart divine. He knew that heroes are born in fire, and he would rise, never tired. Oh, Miles O'Brien, you're the hero of our tale on Setlick 3. Your bravery won't fail in the face of danger. You stood tall for peace and love. You gave your all. The night was cold, the battle fierce, but in his heart he felt no fears. With every step he forged his name in history with endless flame. Setlick 3, where legends start. Miles O'Brien, brave of heart. Oh, Miles O'Brien, you're the hero of our tale on Setlick 3. Your bravery won't fail in the face of danger. You stood tall for peace and love. You gave your all. In the stars your story's told of bravery and hearts of gold. Miles, you're our guiding light in the darkest, fiercest night. Oh, Miles O'Brien, you're the hero of our tale on Setlick 3. Your bravery won't fail in the face of danger. You stood tall for peace and love. You gave your